Hey everyone, this is Lucky7DX. Welcome back to Let's Play Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. In the last episode, we got ourselves some Bomb Blitz, and we ended up doing the challenge for that one. So now that that's out of the way, it's time to really progress forward the plot. We're going to go back underground. First of all, we're going to pick up the Blitty from that Sniffleflump, because I still haven't got that. Don't worry, guys. Haven't forgotten about the Blitty. We're going to pick that up right now, just so I'm trying to get a good first strike here. Will you just drop? Fine, you know what? Just drop on my head. I don't even care. I just want your Blitty. And then we'll be able to steal his cold bag at the same time, which is always good, because as you know, with the Sniffleflumps, if you steal the cold bag, you get to do more damage over time for them, and that's always a good thing. But there we go. Got ourselves yet another Blitty. I don't think there's anything we have to do at the block dude yet. I think we have to still wait till we get to the... basically there's going to be a lot of enemies in the final area, and that's where we're going to get the rest of our Blitties. So, basically, I guess I did kind of spoil, we're actually, like I said last time, we're wrapping up with Bowser. He does not have many more areas after this, so, I guess get used to using him for now, because we're not going to be able to use him much after this, but luckily this is still a pretty interesting section to use with Bowser, so he does get some pretty, interesting fun in his castle. There are a lot of jail goons around here, just making sure there's no items hidden in the corners here. Whoa! No, I think not. I am Ninja Bowser. I dodge all your stuff, and also those little magic Koopas, you can kill them to get coins. Because Bowser can instantly kill those small enemies, really nice. Of course, those are going to be enemies from Mario and Luigi, as you have seen before, so we'll be able to eventually come here and fight them with Mario and Luigi. As you can see, there is going to be a lot of exploring we're going to do with Mario and Luigi very soon. With the rest of the areas, in fact. Because, I mean, there are all these enemies. Obviously, there's stuff to do with Mario and Luigi in these areas. But for now, we actually have to sort of explore. Is there anything over here that I'm missing? I think there is. Yeah, there is. Okay, so what's in here? TNT drumsticks. So, as you guys know, those just heal. It's nothing too big. I don't really intend to use healing items, especially for Bowser, because Bowser's enemies, and also because I have the Peace Ring and everything, I tend to not need healing with Bowser, which is why I like the Peace Ring so much. It gives you a nice chunk of HP being and between that and just being able to get enemies from just HP from the enemies, like, you know, the jail goons give you mushrooms and whatnot. Once again, Bowser eating mushrooms. Interesting. You know, between the Peace Ring, generally I haven't ever had any need for health recovery, which is also why I've been giving the majority of the beans to Mario and Luigi, because Bowser tends to get it pretty easy. He tends to have, you know, he tends to get a lot of health back over time, which is really nice. Especially when you sort of build him that way. That's sort of the whole point of building him that way, so that you don't really have to worry about Bowser so much, because just because he has so much health, and you can gain so much health back, that overall it's all good. I'm just sort of showing this off right now just to show that he does take a little bit of damage, only one thing of damage when you have the cold bag. And I can also show these guys, which, that attack where basically the Shy Guys sort of carry him around, and then try to ram you with him. But you have to punch him away for that to work. However, sometimes, as you saw, he'll actually feel better, and he'll actually get up, and the Nurse Shy Guys will go away, and he'll still do his drop on you. So then you'll have to, you know, you do the usual sort of shell defense in order to get by that. But anyway, we're here at level 19 finally. We're going to go ahead and get another level up, and all will be well. As you do see, the gimmick of Bowser's Castle, the underground here, are those Bomb-Ombs. So kind of funny that we get the Bomb-Ombs, and then we have a little segment of Bomb-Ombs where we basically have to jump over them using the Body Slam. So suddenly, the Body Slam sort of turns into an interesting sort of jump mechanic where you have to jump over things that are rolling underneath you. Makes things kind of interesting. And then, of course, this one at the end, you have to get a really tough one with conveyor belts on top of it because, you know, it'll just make things even tougher. But it ends up working out pretty well. Just take your time, make sure you jump early, you don't want to end up getting hit, and you should be able to make it here without much of a problem. So really interesting that the Body Slam ends up being used in that way. I'm going to quickly take this opportunity to refresh, and I just want to see if there's anything new in the shop. I'm not entirely sure if there is or not at this point, because I know there is eventually, I believe, another shell you can buy from here. Oh, and also our horns got upgraded, so that's pretty cool. So now I have the level 3 horn thing. I'm not sure if we have the level 3 stash thing yet. I think we got it, but I don't really quite remember if we have or not. Well, if we have, I guess that'll be interesting. Actually, I want to check the gear as well, didn't I? Let's really check the gear as well. Anything new? Doesn't look like, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and save. Just because I know there's a section coming up here that's pretty tough. I don't think. Actually, I think there's another save point before we get to the end of this area. But just in case, I'm gonna save just in case. You never know. And there's also an interesting little area here. This is, I think, why they have a save point here. Actually, it's not really for Bowser. It's more for Mario and Luigi because as you can see, we can't jump, so we can't get here with Mario and Luigi. So this whole secret society code thing, that's for laser. That's for laser. Yes, I can clearly talk properly. That's for later. Very interesting that Bowser has a little secret lab. Mario and Luigi are going to do a little bit of exploring in the, I guess I wouldn't say, it's not the near future, but it's not the distant future, so it's a not too distant future. But still quite a ways away. We still have this whole Bowser section to go through, and there's going to be a lot of places to explore for Mario and Luigi. I think I'm actually going to save this one for last when it comes to the Mario and Luigi exploration trip, because this is definitely one of the more interesting places to explore for Mario and Luigi. Completely and totally optional, by the way. This whole section of Bowser's Castle is entirely optional, but there's some really interesting rewards for doing so. It's just a really interesting section. Very interesting stuff you'll find here. So I'll definitely be exploring this place with Mario and Luigi really soon, and we're gonna have a good time. Anyways, you see we have a little Bowser Body Slam seesaw thing here. I suppose this would be an interesting way to exercise. I believe it says like an exercising fad on the sign there. They tend to do that in the Mario and Luigi games, I noticed. They tend to make like really weird exercise fads on occasion. I thought for sure that'd be a really cool item, but no, it's just 100 coins. Sometimes this game's like, hey, want a cool item? Well, here's a coin instead, because at this point, you know, coins are almost a mockery at this point, because we have so many of them that they're not really useful. So it's like, oh, you got 100 coins, aren't you excited? Oh, you have 10,000? Oh, well, okay. Congratulations, you've increased your wealth by like 1%. Not that it even matters. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab these other two. Yeah, just another 100 coins. Another 1%, yay! Not even 1% at this point. I think we have like somewhere around like 11, 12,000. I don't actually remember how many coins we have. I don't think it's that high. I think it's probably 10,000. So it is still 1%. Anyways, whoa! I almost let the seesaw get away from me there. You do have to be really fast with your body slams, or else it's gonna get away from you, and then you're gonna be stuck. Obviously, there's a pipe to lead you back up here, so you can't get permanently stuck down there. That would obviously be poor game design. But now that we're on the top here, we're gonna keep moving on. We're getting pretty close to the end of the section, actually. So very, very close to this. We're just gonna have to well, actually, so you head up there to continue on. We're gonna head to the left though, because if you head to the left, we actually can get another shortcut back to the surface. So if you ever need to come back down here for some reason, there's actually two ways to go down: the normal way, and then there's this way over here. If you remember from last episode, was it? There's a little at the very bottom of the whole balcony section. There was a bridge that we couldn't access, and now we have it. So we can go that way and come down here for a bit of a shortcut through the Bowser Underground area. And how? Okay. Go back, look at that video, and explain to me how I hit this guy in the slightest. That is an odd hitbox right there. Like, I wasn't anywhere close to... That wasn't anywhere close. That punch was not anywhere near the guy. I don't know how that registered as a hit or any sort of encounter right there. There was like a good centimeter of on-screen distance between there. Okay, so we have like 10,000 coins. Okay, cool. So I was pretty close. I overestimated coins by just a little bit. 10,000 is pretty good, though. But I don't know. Okay, how did I hit that guy? No. That was definitely not a hit. Hitboxes, why are you being so freaking weird right now? Anyway, we have a little bit of a puzzle. We have to match the balls onto that pattern down there below. The way you do it is in order to hit a short hit, you have to do a stationary hit. And in order to do a long one, you do a sliding punch. So make sure you basically, I guess the only hard part of this is make sure you when you're doing a stationary punch, you don't hold any direction, else you'll accidentally do a sliding punch, and then you'll screw up the pattern. So pretty easy pattern though. That's not the only pattern. There's other patterns as well. If you screw up, you have to go down. If you do screw up, go down and press the switch. It'll reset everything, but it'll also give you a new pattern at the same time. So Bowser reaches his treasure room, and there's a train track in his treasure room. That's a bit odd. By the way, I guess I should mention, entering this room is the point of no return for Bowser for quite a bit. So if there's anything you want to do with Bowser, which there technically is stuff that I didn't do, but we'll do that when we get him back. But if you want to do something with Bowser, make sure you do it before you enter this room, because now we're actually at a point of no return for Bowser, if I remember correctly. So once you reach past this point, if there's anything you had to do with Bowser, for example, the Bomb Challenge, you're going to have to wait quite a bit to do it, because you're going to see what happens within the next few episodes. Very interesting stuff happening to Bowser, but for now, we're actually going to have an encounter with the Monty Moles from before, and it turns out they work for Thothel now. Freaking betraying Monty Moles? What the heck? This is mutiny! This is treachery! This is treason! Betrayal! Do not approve. Bowser does not approve either. He goes ahead. Hey, there we go. He said treason. I picked one of his answers. But he shoots fire and burns the Monty Moles. They do warn that you don't want to mess with these guys, and well, why would they're little Monty Moles? They're not a threat. Screw the Monty Moles. They're betrayers. They're jerks. What can they do to me? Let's just go ahead and get this safe. And wait. Oh, wait, the Monty Moles have a train. You probably shouldn't, if you piss off someone who owns a train, you probably shouldn't stand on the train tracks. And suddenly Bowser gets carried out of his castle on a train. And you know what this means, guys? Well, you're going to see it a little bit. Boy, that looks painful, running to all... Why are there that many boulders on the train tracks? Keep better track of your train tracks. But, it's going to slowly... Oh, no! And then a rock trips him, and boom! Bowser's dead. And you know what that means, guys? Because when Bowser dies, the screen goes all right down there, and we have ourselves a giant Bowser fight. So we're actually going to get Bowser fighting a train. And that's pretty cool. Although, I recommend you save before you do this fight, because this is one of the toughest fights. This is definitely one of the toughest fights in the game if you don't do it properly, or if you don't know what you're doing. It's basically a timed giant Bowser fight, and you'll see what I mean when we get to it. But first, we do have one of these adrenaline sections, so let's just go ahead and do one of these now. Just gonna quickly destroy all these things. You know how this thing goes. You know, obviously A fires with Mario, and you have to have the red things with Mario, and the green things with Luigi, and you hit B for Luigi. My explanation is completely and totally out of order, but you guys already know what you're doing, so you don't need a proper in-order explanation. Order is for pansies, clearly. But we're gonna go ahead and keep shooting all these things. I mean, there's really nothing. I think they just go a little bit faster than they did before. I think it's the only increase to the challenge. Otherwise, it's pretty much just the same thing we've always encountered in these things. You just hit them with either of them. You just sort of spam both A and B. And oh, I guess we haven't seen a diagonal pattern like this before. I almost got hit there. Yeah, I think this diagonal pattern is new, so I guess maybe they might have a few new patterns. I don't know. But as usual, we get the spark, and then we have to fight the little mini boss ball thing. We're gonna shoot our balls into his balls, and then his balls are going to explode because our balls are... Hey! You're not allowed to hit me. That's rude. That is rude. I wanted those 5 coins. They're clearly important. They're like 0.05% of our income, but whatever. Anyway, so as expected, we have completed the thing, and you know what's coming, guys. Broski, dude, is... I love these Monty Moles. They're all like, bro! And then that doesn't seem good. And as expected, Bowser's giant. I love this. He just looks directly into the little eye things. I think that's actually pretty funny. You can see how they did that there. Bro, no! I love the Monty Moles. They're so funny. And look how, like, okay, so before we fought guys that are just as big as Bowser, this time we actually, like, that's the funny thing is, like, if we used to fight all these giant things, we fought castles and giant towers, and now we're fighting a dimpy little train. And it ends up being quite possibly the hardest Bowser fight in the game. Because, like I said, it is timed. And it's pretty narrowly timed. You do not have much leeway with the timing here. So what we need to do here, we need to go ahead and make it to the end of this section, way over here. Well, actually, they're going to try to make it to this section, and we need to kill them before they reach that this section. Because once we do, it's an automatic game over. You'll automatically lose the fight, so you definitely do not, obviously, want that to happen. However, the amount of chances you get to hit him before reaching the station is very slim. To top it all off, you're not even able to use your punch in this fight for most of it, because he's too small. You can't actually punch him. Your punches are going to go straight over him. Now, the nice thing is, every time you reach a station here, you're going to have 2 chances to attack before they move on to the next station. So, and of course, we'll also have the ability to counterattack. So there's a few tricks we need to do to this. Obviously, getting excellent fires is definitely a great key to doing that. You do need to get as many of these excellents as you can. And then each station is going to use a different attack. Get mushrooms in this fight. Don't worry about taking damage. You want to kill this guy as fast as possible. The damage isn't as important. You're not really too worried about dying from that as you are from dying from taking too long in this fight. So grab the mushrooms, not for health necessarily, but for another reason, which I'll explain when we get to it. Those mushrooms will come in very handy later on in this fight. But for now, do another fire. Like I said, punches aren't effective. I would show you, but there's no way in hell I'm risking taking... Every single turn counts as this one. I'm not going to waste a turn showing you that punches aren't effective. So, and also him moving does count as his turn, so he won't do an attack then. So just keep doing fire. As you can see, so far it doesn't seem too bad. But also at the same time, obviously, you know, their health is going down pretty slowly. We're only about like a third only. So the mushroom there. We're going to kill some of these Chanoombas. Or, what are these? The Choombas? Whichever ones these are. I always confuse the two because they sound so freaking similar. Naming! Gotta be more unique to that. Although I guess Chanoombas and then Choombas, they both sort of make sense. Go ahead and do another fire because we need to roast these guys even more. think this will bring them down to about half health. So now you're thinking, okay, this isn't so bad. I'm just sort of burning them down, and it's already almost dead. And then things sort of change a little bit. First of all, we have one of these little spike barrier things. Now what happens when you reach one of those is Bowser's going to punch through it repeatedly while this guy fires a missile. Just tap as fast as possible. If you're fast enough, you can actually blow it up right before you get hit by the missile, and you won't take damage there. If you do take damage, it's not a big deal. He'll just keep firing missiles until you break through it. But then we get to this part, where suddenly he camps inside a hill, and then the hills have eyes and arms and can come alive, which is kind of weird. So suddenly we have to fight this hill as well. Luckily now we can use our punches to fight it, but this you want to take your time for this fight, because as long as the hill's alive, you're going to be able to basically, as long as the hill's alive, they're not going to go anywhere. So what you can do here, the interesting thing is, use your fire first. Set the hill on fire. Obviously hills are very flammable, being full of grass and trees, just destroying the landscape. And as long as the hill's on fire, they won't be regaining HP. I don't know if they actually regain HP or not, but they will gain a little bit of HP once they reach here. So we're not even at half health anymore. But as long as you're in there, as long as they're in the flame-filled hill, they're going to take damage every turn. And this is where you want to start fighting slowly. So instead of doing damage to him, I'm just going to take this time and eat mushrooms, because then I'm not doing any damage. It's really the only way you can do this without actually hurting him. Because although the hill is going to take damage over time, so eventually it's going to kill itself anyway. You can't just stall the hill out forever. Also because you won't get any more mushrooms. So eventually you're just going to have no choice but to attack it. If you want, I guess the one thing I didn't do here is you can also, instead of doing damage to it by counterattacking during its attacks, you might also want to take damage from it. You might want to just let it push you into the spike thing behind you and take damage that way. After all, you are using these mushrooms to heal up, so it's really not that big a deal if you take damage. And then he won't be taking damage as well, so you might get an extra turn of fire in here. But there is a little bit of leeway, so it's not that big a deal. I'm just going to go ahead and counterattack. I don't want to really waste time just getting beat up by a giant hill. I don't want to get beat up by a hill. That's embarrassing. It's a freaking living hill, and I want to just destroy it with my bare fist, because that's fun times in my book. So this punch is going to destroy it. We're going to punch it right into the spike ball. The entire thing is just going to crash and burn and explode. And that train is not looking very good now. It's taking a lot of fire damage. As long as you have it at about half health at this point, you're going to be in decently good shape. You do want, obviously, though, to do as much fire damage to that thing to the train as possible. So, like I said, take your time. And we just barely didn't destroy the hill. We're one punch off from not taking missile damage. But at this point in the game, taking damage is not that big a deal. We just want to finish him off as fast as possible, because we only have 4 more turns to finish this guy off. So we really need to hustle at this point. We're going to do some fire damage. And I don't know, that doesn't seem like enough damage. Luckily for us, you can actually do a really good counterattack at this point. What you need to do is you need to slide this appropriately to knock the Monte Mole, why do they have jetpacks now? You want to knock the Monte Mole into the other ones, and then the bombs will drop on the train and do a lot of damage. And from doing that, we actually can hopefully finish him off at this point, because we have 3 more turns left. Barely going to make this one. So like I said, if you don't space out the fire part, or the hill part, in order to give a little bit of residual damage to the train, and if you don't get consistently good excellence on this, and if you don't especially if you don't counterattack these moves very well, because if you can counterattack the bomb thing, and he does do 2 of these, so he'll do another bomb thing after this turn. Although, yeah, I think I just finished him off anyway. So good, he's dead. So I would have had another counterattack, another fire to finish him off. So as you can see, not that much extra health. You only would have had the 1 counterattack and the 1 more turn of fire in order to do full damage to him. So I barely made it, and we actually just reached Gold Boss rank. So there we go. We can finally attach 3 pieces of equipment to Bowser. However, this episode is wrapping up pretty quickly, guys. I'm just going to quickly get some extra defense for Bowser because he needs it. And then we're going to wrap the episode up. So I'll go ahead and equip more items to Bowser shortly, even though it doesn't really matter, because we're only going to be able to take full use of that in the next section. That actually is the end of the next Bowser section right now, guys. But we'll see the details of the safe later. Will we be able to open this safe and get the next Star Cure? Well, it might not end up being that easy, because when is anything in this game ever that easy? So Bowser's defeat the train. Thoughtful Express is now just a piece of scrap metal. We have won the game. So in the next episode, guys, we open the safe. So this is Lucky70X signing out. I'll see you guys next time as Bowser makes the very long trek back to his castle. Boy, he got dragged out really, really far. Better hurry up. I mean, this would have been easy to go here the whole time.